Hello, I'm Booksface, and welcome back to another speed drawing. This time, Attack on Titan theme, because Charlie has turned me into a weeb. But no, she got me interested in Attack on Titan because she was telling me most of the plot anyway, so I'm like, I might as well watch the show. And yeah, I got into it. So I decided to combine my two favorite Titan designs of the show, that being the Smiling Titan, the ever terrifying creature, and the Jaw Titan from season 4. And yeah, so this is where it's interesting. I combine my favorite aspects. The Jaw Titan's just general, more agile structure, since most of the regular Titans were just weirdly floppy. Even the abnormal ones that were supposed to be quick, they just sort of seemed so limp and loose. It's very. These descriptions could sound very weird out of context, but I like how the Jaw Titan in season 4 actually looks like it can move effectively. And of course, the Smiling Titan is absolutely terrifying. Just it's like an eldritch horror, basically. So I love that part. So basically, I try to go for the creepiness of the Smiling Titan with the agility. Ignore the quick flashes. Uh, I had to check my references. But yeah, so here I'm sort of trying to inlay the eye a bit so it looks like it's real sunken. And then you got them crazy eyes. Kind of looks like Jeff the Killer. If you squint a little bit. Well, you don't have to squint. Don't you love when the sketch goes away and it's just a giant fleshy blob? But yeah, so this one was a bit interesting because I don't usually work with even relatively human anatomy. So it was an interesting change. It's quite a looks like a Muppet without fur. So yeah, here I added the hair. I didn't go with the blonde hair, despite the fact that both the Jaw Titan and the Smiling Titan have blonde hair. Mostly just because I don't know, I just thought it was kind of weird. I end up changing this later because it looks a little too much like one of my other drawings. So yeah, structure is very loose. I mostly just shade in the very basics. Oh, it's interesting because the process to set this up kind of makes it look like he has whale teeth. Like how they're just these solid, more like filters than actual teeth. And if you think this gets tedious, it really does. Because here I am defining the structure of every single tooth. And yes, it gets annoying very, very quickly. Can you tell I'm talking slower so I get through this part? Yeah, there we go. So I think I effectively made this creepy smile. So now I'm just sort of adding extra lines to the face because, well, somebody doesn't use their, not Purina, that's dog food, Aveeno? Easy Breezy Beautiful? I don't know. They got bags on their eyes. They're the little thin fingers because trying to get the structure right. Because if you mess up the hands or feet, this one will just look weird and awkward. That definitely won't come up later, now will it? So yeah, just posing is also an issue for me. I absolutely have the issue of almost all of my designs are just like standing head on, looking directly at the proverbial camera, and so trying to do a more stylistic, that's not the word, more dynamic pose like this with the sort of being like almost mid jump or crawling on something was a bit of a challenge. These claws were also a bit tricky because I had to weirdly proportion the hands around them and nice little bone claws that the Jaw Titan has. Sadly, I couldn't get the my favorite part, which is like the skull of sorts that makes up the jaw, because it would take away from the smilingness of it. Yeah, but this is what I opted for instead of using these bone claw thingies of sorts, and I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, so here I'm just trying to define the arm muscles a bit. Oh boy, here's the tedious nature of pulling out all the hairs. And that's already tedious, but when you're having a glitch every now and then where it just doesn't register that you stopped holding down the mouse and it just starts going crazy like there, then it gets really, really tedious. What was that? Uh, but yeah, it's just a thing where like it just won't register that I've stopped clicking and will just drag the same thing around and around and around. It lags my whole computer. It's very, very frustrating. I do not know the cause. And because if I did, I would end it. But c'est la vie. Life is suffering. Yeah, so the hair definitely took a lot longer than it should have to get worked out, but as is life, as is art, as is my immense struggle. And here I'm changing the color scheme of the hair, sort of an auburny, I guess. Basically, I had a different drawing that is also Attack on Titan based, and I didn't think about it when I was drawing this one, but it looks very similar with the same color of hair, so I wanted to differentiate them a little bit more, even though they definitely do have different structures and thought processes behind. Oh god, the cursed foot hand. So here's the thing. Remember how I said I'm not good with dynamic poses? I'm also not good with like giving myself enough room to look at that stubby little something or other. If I had actually like planned it out, or if I like shaded that properly, I could have probably gotten what I wanted of it looking like it just laid out on something, and the smallness is like a perspective thing. But no, we just have this chaos go on far longer than it needs to. Frankly, probably not as far as it does need to, because it still looks awful by the end. But if that looks so bad, oh, there it goes. Yeah, there's that glitch again. Was it the author of the journals? Did I remove a finger? I guess I did. But yeah, so this was different. We're just staying there for a second, apparently. This is definitely a tricky part. Just trying to get this all to work out. And looking back on it, if I am bending the foot hand, as that would imply I do think I had the thumb right the first time. So, but ultimately, I think it still turned out good. It's just definitely had some awkward clunkiness getting there. Hmm. I always had the issue of what to talk about because I'm like, yes, drawing. It's interesting watching like these just blank blobs of color just sort of carved down into these simple shapes that then turn into just these full pictures. It just goes to show everything big is built up of so many small things. Humans are built up of all these tiny atoms and molecules and cells, and even in video games and visuals, like the idea of rasterizing is just a bunch of tiny little 3D images stacked on top of each other, basic shapes like spheres or cubes or whatever, stacked and arranged in a way that they make some greater picture. Lady Dimitrescu is just a bunch of spheres stacked on top of each other. It's a bunch of spheres in a trench coat. I'm sorry to tell you all this. Oh yeah, here's me defining the gums. For some reason, I really just think the gums make the creepy smile. Probably because like then it doesn't have lips, or it's like snarling or something. But yeah, I always try to. Oh, that was a very bright smile. Now it's kind of got hypothermia, but that's fine. Yeah, shading has never been my specialty, as you might have guessed. But now we're on to what is my specialty: the backgrounds. I say, and this background is not all that good. I'm really not that good with anything. I'm actually a terrible artist, but I'm not terrible. I'm just very disjointed and have no idea what I'm doing all the time. But yeah, so for the background, I chose a purple for some reason. I honestly don't know why I went with purple. It doesn't seem like the most natural color for the background sky. But yeah, it's gonna be frozen on this for a minute, by the way. So it's just gotta wait. Just here's the little dial-up noise, and then boom, there it is. I'm just gonna leave in all this awkwardness. Just stare into the eyes of the Titan and be like, oh wow, this is awkward. And blame the Titan for it, not me. Okay, thank God. So yeah, I wanted to give him a little something to climb on, so I just gave him basic blue rock face. I don't know exactly why I went with blue. Again, not the most realistic color pattern, but you know, I think certain rocks do have a bit of a bluish tinge to it. But even so, I go and I desaturate a bit to turn it a little more rock-like, but I leave little spots of blue just to add a touch of color in there. And ultimately, I think that's about all I did with this one. I know the recording still goes on a little bit. Oh yeah, I did of course change the. I tried messing around with saturation and hue, but honestly, that was just kind of a mess. I changed it like very slightly, but not by a lot. Oh yeah, of course, I tried my hand at making the shading a little better. And you know, why? And here we have our finished product. My combination of what I believe are the two, at least my two favorite designs in Attack on Titan. I call it Grimace. If you like this one, let me know. I could add some more. Could add some more Attack on Titan. I have a lot of ideas. Maybe combining other things. Maybe making my own Titans. I have some ideas, you know. I don't know what that sound was. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. If you have any ideas for what I should, draw next, what I should monsterize, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Oh, yeah, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.